Do you ever feel stuck in the rat race? Life doesn't have to be that way if you're willing to put in the work. In Bigger Vision, Chris Garrison helps you discover the keys to abundance, freedom, and personal growth that let you live the life of your dreams. And now, here's your host, Chris Garrison.
Business can sometimes be overwhelming. If you don't simplify it, it'll feel like it's taking over your life and consuming every part of you. If you don't leverage it, it's definitely going to consume every part of you. You should constantly be in the journey of business trying to buy your time back. How do you buy your time back? You buy it back through the process of building systems and leveraging other people's time. You're giving opportunity for employment to other individuals that are talented in a particular skill set. Now that allows you to buy your time back from that skill set. Not only that, you don't have to learn everything from the start, and you can have experts in every position that's going to allow you to grow, scale, and be much more efficient and hopefully have the money that you desire so that you can create the lifestyle that you've always wanted to create. So I wanted to talk about the mechanics of business, because so many times we do get overwhelmed and we forget as entrepreneurs, as business owners, to keep it simple. So one way to break it into simplicity is to put your business into three categories. One is going to be marketing, and that is all things about generating the eyeballs of your avatar, of your customer base. The other is going to be operations. That's doing the fulfillment for what you were trying to sell. That is whatever the widget is. So that could be a product or that could be a service. In my situation, I love service-based because that's what I am used to and not so much product-based. But business mechanics are the same across every industry. There's just small tweaks that take place based off of what you are selling, a service or product, and what type of service or what type of product. Those tweaks come into play. The third pillar is going to be your financial department. This is where your money's flowing. This is what's keeping the lights on. This is what's collecting the money for the invoices that have been billed. This is what's keeping your staff paid and all of those type of things moving. It's the cash flow process of the company. So simplify it to three pillars and then drop below each pillar and start working on those pillars. So let's take marketing, for example. In marketing, there's two different types that you can section it off to. At the high level, we're looking at digital, and then the second type is going to be direct marketing. Those two is what you have to focus on, or have someone specialized in those areas so that they can bring the eyeballs that is needed for you to be able to sell your product or service. So on the digital side, you should have someone within or a firm hired that's going to be able to take your marketing dollars and spread them across the areas that's going to get you in front of your customer base. And that's going to be partially search engine optimization, SEO. That's going to be them playing with the keywords, putting you in all of the free directories, building you a website that's keyword based, a domain that's keyword based, maybe multiple domains purchased that are keyword specific. And when I say keyword, I'll use my company as example. So we're disaster cleanup company for water, fire, and mold. Restoration is a highly used term in my industry. Emergency service work is a highly used term. Water, fire, mold, flood, sewage. Those are highly used terms. Insurance claim. All of these are key words that might be mentioned if someone types in to the search bar when they need my services. So if they had a pipe bust, they might say, I need flood cleanup. I need water removal. I need water extraction. I need emergency water service. Even plumber would be a key word that would pop us up, because if they're contacting a plumber, then that's something that they're probably going to need us for after the plumber if it's not a remodel or a new construction situation. So you've got to find these keywords, and your marketing, digital marketing department should be knowing the keywords for your industry and putting those into your website, putting those into your pay-per-click ads, which is on Google. All of these are a part of your digital marketing, and this is the terms that you should know so that you can communicate well with your marketing firm. Also, on the digital side, you got social media marketing, organic and paid for. So with social media, all these different platforms like Facebook, Google, not Facebook, Google, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube. These are all platforms that you can post content, preferably that's educational and inspirational, and it sets you up as an authority, and therefore people will start to follow you, and you've got credibility and you've got market awareness at that point. The other way to go about it outside of the organic social media side is to do the ads, the paid for side. Then that's where you see these sponsored ads that roll across your news feed and catch your attention. So the goal is to have those ads specifically narrowed down so that they hit your avatar. This is why it's so important to be clear of who your customer is. Your potential customer has characteristics that you should identify. And as you identify those characteristics, now you know where you can go to find those individuals. Where do they shop at? Where do they spend most of their time at? Where do they work at? What type of revenue do they make? What do they spend their money on? All of these things are able to be found once you have clear understanding of what the avatar is, the customer base that buys your product or service. So this is on the marketing side. On the direct marketing side, getting away from the digital, going direct to your customer, this is going to be door knocking. This is going to be SMS messaging. This is going to be ringless voicemails. This is going to be referral marketing and email marketing and affiliate marketing. So let me communicate the difference between referral marketing and affiliate marketing. Referral marketing is where you're communicating and networking and letting people know what you have to offer, and you have a great service experience to your current customers, and they're going to refer you. Then you're going to have other individuals that want to offer a better customer service, that want to take care of their friends or family, and then they're going to refer you because they understand that you've had good reviews from other individuals that they knew. That's referral marketing. Affiliate marketing is where you're actually going out and you're recruiting and you're paying for the sales after you've already sold your service or product because of their mention. So you're going to individuals that are also in business. It's more of a B2B type situation. You're going to individuals that are communicating with your customer base. And because they're communicating with your customer base, they're likely to be in communication when they need your service or product. That's the affiliate marketing. So for Absolute, our disaster cleanup company, I'll use one of our affiliate marketing concepts. We go after plumbers. So the plumber is going to be in the home when there's been a sewage backup or when there's been a pipe bust. And we tell that plumber that they can reference us, they can refer us with confidence, and we give them the social proof by telling them to go to our online presence and look at our 5-star reviews and the communication. That's instant social proof for them to feel confident to refer us. And then we ask them to mention that they know someone that can take care of the water that's in their structure to prevent mold. Can they contact that service company and give the customer's info? So it's a very quick conversation with the customer, and then they contact us and leave their name and info, plus the customer's name and info, and we tag them. We sell ourselves to the customer once we contact them, and then once we contract the job, the service work, then at that point, we're going to pay our plumber an affiliate fee for his effort in referring us. This is how we get as close as we can in the right moment to communicate with our customers right when they need us, since we have an emergency type service available. That's one way, an example of how affiliate marketing works. Again, the referral marketing is not necessarily going to be a paid situation. That's just where friends and family and peers are communicating their experience or one of someone else they know their experience about your company. So I love the affiliate and the referral marketing side of it because they're warm leads. You've already got a level of trust, a very strong level of trust, because you've got social proof. Someone else has said, hey, this company is good and they can help you in this situation. So let's move over, now that we've touched on our digital marketing and our direct marketing. Let's move over to our second pillar, which is going to be the operational side, because once it's sold, we're going to have to get them their product or provide the service that they were purchasing. And this is where standard operating processes, SOPs, are very important, because you want your customers to experience the same experience no matter who shows up from your company, who they speak to from your company, or what customer has hired or purchased from you. Because if I refer a company and then I get one experience and then my referral gets a different experience, then there might not be as much satisfaction, because I probably set the expectation of what they were to expect in the process when I referred them. So this is why standard operating processes are so important. And how do you manage your operations? You have to manage them with key performance indicators, KPIs. So this is where you put metrics on your team, and KPIs and standard operating processes move throughout every area of the company. It's actually under every pillar. So it's going to be under your marketing, under your operations, and under the third pillar, your finance as well. But operations is where we really see it come to light a lot, because we want to make sure that the end product, the fulfillment, is the same every time, no matter who we plug in or who's purchasing. So key performance indicators is based off metrics data. And we can sit there and understand that we need certain drivers for our operations to have great fulfillment. So key performance indicator might be that there is 0 callbacks or 99% no callbacks. Another key performance indicator would be so many upsells. Once they're in the house, they're already ready to buy from you, and or on the phone, they're already ready to buy from you. So now is the time to offer additional services that's going to give them better quality and fulfillment of life. So for us, if we are in there doing the mitigation portion, we can upsell on the reconstruction side, or we can upsell on a quarterly check on their home as a healthy home check to make sure that they can try to avoid these emergency type losses when it comes to water, fire, and mold. So it'd be a safety check kind of deal. There's different upsells that could be given. These upsells are something that we want to take place, because if a customer is willing to spend $1,000 from you with you, then they're probably going to spend $5,000 or $10,000 with you. And we have to understand that there is a lifetime value of a customer, and we need to make sure that they're spending it with our company, because we know we as a company will take care of our customers the best, because we understand the efforts that we put into our quality and our customer service. The other thing is automation and CRM systems and utilizing virtual assistants. So CRM systems is a customer relationship management software. This is what's going to allow you to input the customer's information, and then it's going to hopefully allow you to communicate on every portion of the process. We have a push notification that goes out through text and email when we book them on our CRM allows us to schedule and dispatch. So when we schedule them, it sends them a notification through the email and text. When our team dispatches from location headed to them, they get a notification. And then when they're finished on their service at that location, they also get another notification that we're leaving, that we're done for the day. So this takes the question marks out, and these are all triggers. All it is a little button that gets hit by our technicians as they're in the field. It automatically triggers this, which allows us to automate that process by utilizing a CRM system. If you've got multiple CRM systems or softwares, then you can take a product called Zapier, which connects these, and it will push information from one software system, into another software system, which prevents a human from having to dictate or type that information into a second location, because we understand it's very easy for errors to take place when a human is in the process. But if we can automate that, then that allows us to reduce the errors and information that's being put into the system, because junk in is junk out, but good data in is going to be good data out. And we have to remember that when we're dealing with software and system. So virtual assistants, VAs, that is one way that you can leverage someone from another location, not within your brick or mortar or not within the US. There's virtual assistants in the US and then outside of the US. And what is very cool about virtual assistants is most of the time they're going to work cheaper than US based employees. And not only that, if you really want to be truthful with yourself, most of them are as well going to have a higher work ethic than the US based employees. And that is unfortunate, but that is fact, because they haven't grown up into a country that has allowed them to get lazy in that aspect. And it doesn't, a country that doesn't give them as much. We really do have a country that has provided opportunity for us to get lazy because so many things are handed to us and we are rewarded for being lazy. And that's unfortunate, but that's the negative side. There's definitely some positive sides, but I'm communicating the negative side at the moment. So when you get over into overseas virtual assistants, they tend to work harder, more efficient, and faster. And they will actually structure their time frame according to your time that you work during the day, because, yeah, our daytime is their nighttime. And here's another key factor and takeaway from virtual assistants. You don't pay payroll taxes when you're going with virtual assistants. They are more like 1099 employees. If you go through Upwork, if you go through Fiverr, some type of platform like that, if you're paying $15, $20 an hour, it's an actual $15 or $20 an hour. Where if they're on your payroll, then it's going to be costing you payroll taxes on top of whatever their base rate is. So if I'm paying someone $20 an hour, I'm probably more likely, by the time we factor benefits and everything else on top of it, I'm paying out $25 per hour for that $20 per hour base rate that they see when we're in communication with recruiting and hiring process. So those are a few things that you should be factoring in underneath the pillar of operations. So that kind of gets our marketing side on a high level, direct marketing and digital marketing. Then that gets our operational side, which puts standard processes in, systems and operational procedures in, and puts us metrics to judge to make sure we have accountability for those operational procedures. And then it also communicated alternatives to hiring outside of our marketplace and location through using virtual assistants. But now you got your finance department, which is just as equally important, because now that you've sold the customer, the marketplace, your customer base, your service or product, and now you've done the fulfillment, you got to collect your money. Without collecting the money, there's no reason to be in business, and you won't stay in business. Not only that, you have to make sure that you're paying your bills, keeping the lights on, purchasing your product, making the payroll for your labor that is servicing the work that you've sold. So we've got the invoicing, we've got the collections, we've got the bookkeeping, where the allocation of all of your expenses is going to be set up into different allocations. So your fuel, your gas is going to have its own allocation underneath travel. Your chemicals, if you use chemicals in your services, then that's going to have its own section. All of this data, this bookkeeping is going to be very important, because this allows you as a business owner to be able to see how things move in your company based off of numbers and not emotions. Because if I've increased my revenue and I know that my chemicals are a certain percentage of my expenses, then I can automatically, when I know that percentage, forecast what my chemical expense is going to be as I grow. When I know what my labor is costing me per job, then I can forecast what my gross profits on the job are going to be. And now I'm able to just pull out my overhead, which allows me to get to my net operating income, that free cash flow. So your bookkeeping is very important. Also, what are you sticking on auto pay? Because there's certain things that are going to come out automatically. So, and it will help you by automating those processes. So if you know your rent's coming out on the first of every month, then you can set that up on an auto pay with your landlord. Or if you own the real estate, then you can set it up on auto pay with your mortgage. Same thing with electric, same thing with loans that you have, because if you're scaling quickly, then to be able to scale quickly, you're going to have to take on debt, leverage the debt inside your business. So one of those places that we leverage is going to be automobiles. Our actual equipment that we purchase, less than probably less than a $20,000 purchase, we just pay cash for. But anything over a $20,000 purchase, almost always we're going to be leveraging some type of financing so that we can scale and keep our cash flow. Again, the game of business is cash flow. You've got cash coming in, you've got cash going out. But business always has cash going out, almost always, before it comes in. So you have to make sure that you have a reserve to cover what's going out. Because think about it. If you're a service-based company, you're paying that payroll, your employees, before you receive your income from the invoice majority of the time. Now, this is not always the case, but a lot of the times this is the case, especially when you get into larger ticket items on the commercial side. They have a process that's typically a net 30 or 45 or 60 days. I've even seen where some are 90 days. So you've got to understand that you have to float at least your labor for that period of 30 to 90 days before you ever receive the income from that labor that was put on that job site. So money's going out before it actually comes in, and that's why you got to pay attention to your cash flow. Otherwise, you'll catch yourself owing and going late on bills that are owed, and then you're panicking and you start to take jobs that are cheaper than what you should take them because you're just trying to get income back in the door. And that is not what you want. One thing, if you are a B2B, a business to business, you could look at factoring. And also you want to consider lines of credit for your business, which means you need to be building business credit. And then you can also utilize credit cards, which is a credit stacking process where you can go out and get 0% interest credit cards. And there are people that specialize in that, and they utilize your personal credit and your business credit. But the goal is to have everything sitting on business credit, so it's not showing an off. They're not having to utilize your debt to income ratio on your personal level. And therefore, also when you're pulling inquiries, they're not hitting your personal credit and dropping it because you've got hard inquiries. So ending this real quick, break it down to simplistic tiers. I always try to start at the high level and move down. So if you start at the high level and move down, you're going to go from marketing to operations to finance, and then drop below each of those three pillars and hit your marketing with direct marketing and digital marketing. Hit your operations with the standard operating processes, the key performance indicators, the CRM system, the automation between those CRM systems, and plugging in virtual assistants where you can. And those are best probably utilized on the marketing and the finance area. And then going underneath your finance pillar, that's where you're making sure that you have your accounts payable taking place, your accounts receivable taking place, your payroll is processed so that you actually retain these people that are making you money. And then you are auto pay on as much as you can, and having your collections very tight, because if your collections are not tight, then that is going to hurt you in a cash flow situation. If you want to know more about business operations, and more importantly, how we tell you how to find a business that you can purchase instead of doing a startup, then look at Blue Collar Millionaire on Facebook. It's a free Facebook group, Blue Collar Millionaire, where we have tons of content for free that we put out there. And every Tuesday, 11 Eastern a.m., we interview a successful entrepreneur that tells their tips and strategies for you to take and implement into your own business. And then inside that, we have a mentor group called the War Room, where it does cost a little money, but you will be privately mentored so that you can find a business, You can negotiate that business. You can purchase that business with little to no out-of-pocket money, and then you will be able to scale it and then take it back to the marketplace if you desire and make a high multiple on your initial investment. And then you just repeat it, and then this is how you scale your wealth. Until next time, I want you guys to live in success, and let's grow together.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.